Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Nisine.com, Denizbank, Siesta, Tadim, Lenovo, Burger King, and SEG, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
So the conclusion of the anthems leads to handshakes between the respective starting fives and the officials. Now, often the most difficult moment for the coaches. They've strategized, they've drawn up the X's and O's. Now they have to put their trust in their players to go out and execute the game plans that they have laid out. Round 15 action in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague about to get underway here at the Ulka Sports and Event Hall. So the opening tip controlled by the home team, Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul. Trying to get their half-court set established, forced into their own backcourt. Nunali, guarded by Usta. And a rather disjointed offense ends up with an interception bagged by Real Madrid. It's Campasso. Being picked up by Slukas. He offloads to Kozur. And now it's in the hands of Tompkins, who has offloaded once again to Campasso. Shot clock ticking down. He sees the lane. He drives, kicks to the corner. Traveling violation surely. Nothing called. Kozur tries the three. And the rebound secured by Nunali. Well, both teams looking rather out of sync in their opening half-court sets. To begin this game, Wanamaker sees the lane, rejected by Tavares. What an impact he has made beneath the basket at both ends of the floor. Walter Tavares already averaging 1 block per game. And he slapped that one away from Wanamaker, sending a message inside to Tavares. Nice catch, but he's out of bounds. Just couldn't apply the brakes in time to prevent that 2.2 meter frame, 2 meters, 20 centimeters from teetering over the baseline. But look at that, terrific timing. Watched the ball all the way and pinned it to the backboard. Trying to ignite a Real Madrid transition opportunity. Nunali, guarded by Usta. Nunali swings it around to Slukas. He's pursued by Campasso. Nunali fakes the three, inside, jumps to pass, finds Slukas once again. Thompson, top of the key, surrounded by Madrid defenders, and that one, an absolute brick. Well, two elite teams haven't really started smoothly. Usta offloads, Tavares turns away from the traffic, jump hook, terrific move. And the first score of the game comes at the 1:50 mark or thereabouts. Real Madrid take an early lead. Walter Tavares, 70% shooting from 2-point territory, and that gives you an idea as to why. What a pass. Baseline, finding Nunali. Nunali backing down Usta into traffic. Jump hook over the outstretched arm of Walter Tavares, who claps his hands in frustration, feeling that he should have got that one, but he didn't. And Fenerbahce open their scoring. James Nunali. Making it 2 points apiece. Oh, Usta left him for dead, then tried to offload to find a teammate, but instead it's a turnover picked up by Wanamaker. 1.6 steals a game for Bradley Wanamaker as Slukas fires from downtown. Well, I said it was from downtown. It must have been a long range too. Just bisecting the 3-point arc. Kostas Slukas gives his team their first lead of the game. Well, this was the crossover. Well, that's a veteran move from the rookie Santi Justa, because he stepped on Nunnally's foot and then went in the opposite direction. Often a trick that old-timers in the boxing ring use. Well, I called this one a 3, and indeed it's been amended to a 3. So it's a 3-point lead. And Kostas Lukas, who's shooting 36% from downtown this season, gets his first score on the board with his first shot of the game. And Fenerbahce leading by 3. So Campasso. Trey Tompkins dumps it down. Tavares double-teamed immediately. Fenerbahce cranking up the D. Campasso. Oh, my goodness. High off the glass from Facundo Campasso, but still he got the delicate touch just right, and he's made this a 1-point game. Terrific touch. Converting what was a very difficult shot. Whistle away from the basketball. Walter Tavares called for his first foul. So Slukas jumps to pass, finds Wanamaker, sees a lane, drives, hangs, count the basket. The left-handed hook is good from Bradley Wanamaker, and he makes it a 3-point Fenerbahce lead. Wanamaker with his first points of the game, taking it to Kozur. Campasso guilty on the reach. Wanamaker's touch was sure. So Wanamaker to the free throw line. And he completes the 3-point play. 78% from the stripe this season coming into this game. And Fenerbahce turning up the heat defensively once again, but Madrid break the press easily enough, but not before Bradley Wanamaker got a hand on it. So already got himself a steal this game, Bradley Wanamaker. And he's averaging 1.6 takeaways per night. Skip pass inside, that's really ambitious, and it's broken up easily by Nicolo Meli. So Kostas Lukas. Wanamaker hasn't yet used his dribble. Gives it to Thompson. Oh, that's a poor pass. Difficult angle from the top of the key, trying to go down to the low post. And Facundo Campasso, he's number 4 in the league in steals, bagging 1.4 thefts per night. Helped himself to his first one there. Tavares, back to Campasso. Big screen from Tavares. Campasso working the dribble against Thompson. Calling for the isolation. He's going to have to launch here. But instead he offloads. They beat the shot clock buzzer. Rim shot fired up by Santiago Justa. So it's a 4-point advantage for the reigning champions. Meli offloads to Nunnally. He's got it by Kozur. Jason Thompson from his spot at the top of the key. That's nice. Walter Tavares closing out, but still just had a 2-pointer dropped in his eye. Fenerbahce leading by 6. And it's a 5-0 run. Justa, difficult shot, but still finds the bottom of the net for his first points of the game. That stems a 5-0 run. Real Madrid with perfect shooting, but just not getting as many shots away in 2-point territory. They have launched the long ball in their offense, though. Nunnally, the league's leader, draining from downtown. First points of the game, first 3-pointer of the game for James Nunnally. Moves to 5 points on the night. And Nunnally coming off a rather cold performance in round 14, where he was just 1 of 4 from downtown. Early days yet, of course. But he's connected on his first 3-point attempt. He's yet to miss from the field. Timeout on the floor in the first quarter. And it's the reigning champions, Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul, leading the 9-time champions, Real Madrid, by 7. Well, to Tavares with a nice move on the inside. Delightful offload from Santiago Eustace. Good footwork by Tavares to create for himself an open shot. Nunnally into the lane. Off the pump fake with the nice jump shot. Those are just some of the scores. What has been an intense opening quarter to this point. Well, there we see the leaders in performance index ranking. Luka Doncic leading all players in that regard. Second in the league in scoring at 18.5 points per night. Very much a breakout season. Looking for a receiver. Campasso holding the ball out exasperatedly, saying, come on, get yourselves open. Tavares helped him out in that regard. Wrap-around pass. Oh, that's a delightful attempt at a touch pass. Trying to put it down in the low post to Trey Tompkins was Campasso, really inventive. Now, it looks as though possession remains with Real Madrid. And if it's not a football, let's just see if we can take a look here. That should be surely reset back to 14. Was that the last touch? At the moment, when the ball went out of bounds, the shot clock was at 5, and it remains at 5. So Los Blancos are going to have to hurry. Are they aware? They tried to pass down inside. Instead, it's another takeaway. Straight into the hands of Nicolo Meli. Slukas into the free throw lane. From the line, pulls the trigger, can't find the range. Trey Tompkins with the ball. So Campasso, picked up by Slukas. Trying to bag himself another steal was Wanamaker. Drive and difficult shot attempt by Eustace. Slukas pushing hard, using the screen from Thompson, goes baseline. Offensive foul is the call. Jason Thompson can't believe it. So here's the screen. Perhaps it was for that push-off at the end from Jason Thompson. So Campasso, guarded by Nunnally. Tavares coming to set a screen. Campasso splits the seam. Wanamaker with his second steal of the game. He's off and running. Unsportsmanlike foul is the call. Facundo Campasso trying to slow down the fast break. But remember, as we see the takeaway, terrific activity, quick hands, and then the composure to get control, and that right there has been called unsportsmanlike. Campasso doesn't agree with the call. So to the free throw line. Remember, it will be foul shots and possession. Wanamaker makes the first. Bradley Wanamaker, 10th in the league at free throws attempted so far this campaign. And there his numbers on the season. Down from his career average of 83%. But Wanamaker, perfect so far tonight. So now the ensuing possession. Fenerbahce lead by 9. And then Nunnally makes it a 4-point trip down the floor. Fenerbahce's lead is double digits after that unsportsmanlike foul was called against Facundo Campasso. It's the largest lead of the game. It's a 7-0 run. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Doncic working against Nunnally. Nunnally made him uncomfortable for a moment. Rim shot on the three-point attempt. Nicolo Meli with the board. So Campasso guarding Wanamaker. Slukas picked up by Cozier. Slukas once again driving, pushing off, left-handed pull-up J, rim shot secured by Luka Doncic. So Tavares rolling to the bucket, tries the alley-oop, almost tears down the entire stanchion but couldn't convert. He's looking for the foul, off and running. Two-man game between Thompson and Wanamaker. Down to the corner, Nicolo Meili with all kinds of time, but he can't bury the three ball from the corner. So perhaps a little bit of a let-off there for Real Madrid. Got themselves in quite a pickle after that alley-oop attempt was an abortive one. Campasso picked up by Wanamaker. Tavares setting a screen, rolling to the bucket once again. He's trying to post up down low. Corner shot is drained by Jonas Maciulis. Into the game. It's 232nd appearance tonight for Jonas Maciulis. Wanamaker, guarded by Cozier. Nunnally fakes the three. Doncic almost bit. Instead, it's a long-range two on the pull-up. Back iron on the shot. Doncic swooped down to secure the rebound. So Campasso drives, offload to Cozier. Doncic for three. Back iron on the shot once again. Luka Doncic not finding the range yet. Remember, he was 1 of 6 from downtown in round 14. Just 7 points on the night in that win over Broza Bamberg, but did help out in other ways, notably with assists, where he handed out 8 of them. But there was the alley-oop. Nicolo Meili getting a lot of the wrist of Tavares, but no foul called. So Jeffrey Taylor guarding Slukas. Slukas has yet to use his dribble, does so now. Drives, trying to offload to Vesely. Fast break opportunity, football from Nicolo Meili. So Vesely into the game. Just everybody has to ensure that they're on the same page. Just checking in. Ismaili Mamatoglu. I think that message getting through loud and clear from Coach Obradovic to Kostas Slukas. So Jeffrey Taylor driving on Luigi De Tome, who was shuffling his feet furiously, trying to stay in front of Taylor. Whistled for the foul. So sideline possession, 28 seconds remaining in the first period. Vesely got a hand on that ball somehow, almost took it away from Felipe Reyes. Reyes has it once again, trying to find Luka Doncic, who was cutting back door. Football will make it sideline possession. So Campasso, bullet pass to the corner. Taylor fakes the three, drives baseline, somehow gets his way to the hole. And with creativity straight from the playground, Jeffrey Taylor able to score his first points of the game on what appeared to be a broken play. Terrific stuff from Jeffrey Taylor. Moves Real Madrid to double digits and stems what has been a 7-0 run for the reigning champions. So the game clock has been turned off. Ali Mohammed working against Taylor. Big screen set by Vesely. Trying to find Vesely on the give and go. It's taken away by Taylor, hoisting at a speculative three. It's J.C. Carroll. So at the end of the first period, Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul leading Real Madrid by 7. Fenerbahce 17, Real Madrid 10, and what has been a keenly contested first quarter here in round 15 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Well, both teams a little bit out of sync to begin the game, but they found their rhythm quickly enough. Walter Tavares with the hook. Real Madrid took the early lead. But then Fenerbahce with a 2. And James Nunnally in the lane, and a 3-pointer from Kostas Lukas got their noses in front early on in the quarter. Short-range J. But Real Madrid kept on competing. Ball wasn't falling for them particularly as they would have liked. And at the end of the first period, this is how it's shaping up. Still Ofa from downtown Real Madrid, and have yet to visit the free throw line. So we're underway in the second quarter. Fenerbahce starting with an aggressive pressing defense. Jan Vesely way out beyond the three-point line, trying to defend the ball handler. Felipe Reyes running the point from the forward position momentarily. From the corner, J.C. Carroll, count it. J.C. Carroll, 43% from downtown this season. Real Madrid connect on their first three-pointer of the game, and he brings his team back to within 4. Fenerbahce won't be pleased with the way they've started this second period, giving up a three-pointer and then turning the ball over. Real Madrid looking to potentially make this a one-point game. So Carroll launches again, in and out. Big rebound secured by Vesely. So Mohamed, looking at his options, brings the ball over half. Picked up by Taylor. Taylor's a terrific athlete, but surely Mohamed would fancy himself in that quick battle of quickness. Driving baseline, picked up by Machulis. Calling for the isolation. Instead, he launches a 3. Oh, my goodness! Over the veteran, Jonas Machulis. Ali Mohamed continues to find his way back into the groove. After just 4 games under his belt so far this campaign, he's shooting 4 of 8 from downtown coming into this one. And he connects on his first effort to put his team up by 7. So Melih Mamatoğlu, as we take another look at Mohamed, lulling his man to sleep and then pulling the trigger. Doncic looking to inbound from the sideline for Real Madrid. Carroll on the runner, baseline. J.C. Carroll moves to 5 points in the game to bring Real Madrid back to within 5. So once again, it's Taylor guarding Mohamed. Mamatoğlu, little two-man game between he and Mohamed. Luigi Ditomi for 3. Back iron on the shot, rebound secured. Doncic pushing hard. Oh my goodness, that's a heavy collision around the three-point line. So Luigi Detome trying to stand his ground. So Doncic looking to inbound once again. Vesely making life difficult. Ball only just inbounded successfully by Real Madrid. That's a cheap foul to give away, my goodness. Marko Guduric defending Luka Doncic. And just a lazy reach. Why would you hand check in that position? Particularly given the situation. Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul, one foul away from the penalty, and we haven't played 2 minutes in this period yet. Now here's the flip side of that matchup. Jeffrey Taylor looking to abuse Ali Mohammed down in the low post. Couldn't find the range. So free throws could well provide a way back into this game. Not that it's out of reach by any stretch of the imagination. Real Madrid, 78% as a team from the free throw line, just above, 86% as a team, as another three-pointer is drained. Ali Mohammed, 2 of 2 from downtown. 6 points in the game for him, and his team lead by 8. Well, the size advantage clearly lies with Jeffrey Taylor. Madrid doing a good job of recognizing that. Jeffrey Taylor to the free throw line, 86% from the stripe this season. 64% shooter for his career. Back-iron on the second, Detome with the board. Guduric offloads to Mohammed. Taylor tries to pick him up once again, but Ali is feeling it. Big screen set from Vesely. He rolls towards the basket. Detome fakes right, drives left, gives it back to Mohammed. Screen set by Vesely. Vesely's rolling to the bucket. Beautiful bullet pass and touched home by Marko Guduric. And it's a 9-point advantage for Fenerbahce. So Guduric with 2 quick fouls. Luka Doncic to the free throw line. Doncic 86% from the free throw line this season, which matches his career average. His first point of the game for Luka Doncic. Makes it a perfect trip to the free throw line. 7 points the advantage for Fenerbahce. Guduric working on Doncic. Skip pass down low. Mamatoğlu drives left. Pulls up, short on the shot. Rebound secured by Maciulis. So Detome picks up Doncic. They put it to Maciulis. Free throw line shot fired from Felipe Reyes. Big rebound, Taylor over the smaller. Mohammed rejected by Detome. Ball is loose. Doncic touches it and touched it last. He and Pablo Lasso don't agree. They're inquiring as to why that isn't a Real Madrid ball. But look at that rebound taken away over the top of Mohammed. Detome then rubbed it out. So there's Doncic tipping that ball out of bounds. It's a fascinating matchup here because, see, in this juncture, in this position, Ali Mohammed has the edge in foot speed and quickness all game long. But then the flip side is that they will be looking to pound the ball inside to Jeffrey Taylor so he can exploit his advantage in size. Which team can make their tactical setup pay off? And it's Maciulis barreling over Jan Vesely. Not even at the midpoint of the second quarter. And Fenerbahce already in a penalty. Vesely looking to post up. He rolls to the bucket again. Detome drives, step back. fired from 3. Way off on that particular attempt from Guduric. So Luka Doncic picked up by Luigi De Tome. Now it's Vesely. On the drive, JC Carroll spins into the lane. JC Carroll is on a tear. Perfect from 2-point territory. 7 points in the game to lead his team in scoring off the bench in just 4 minutes of play. He reduces it to a 5-point deficit. Timeout on the floor, Fenerbahce 20, Fenerbahce 25, Real Madrid 20. Well, James Nunnally is the league's most accurate three-point shooter so far this season. Got Fenerbahce off to a good start with that nice pump fake and finish in the lane. And then when he had a glimmer of daylight from long range, just as he's done all season long, he connected on his three-point attempt. Mid-range J from the baseline. James Nunnally leading his team with 7 points so far in this game in 9 minutes of play. And here's confirmation of his night's work so far. Getting himself in the passing lane to bag a steal along with a couple of rebounds too. So 6 minutes to go in the first half. JC Carroll, Real Madrid's leading scorer so far this game, guarding Wanamaker. Wanamaker asking for a foul, given how short that shot was. Reyes came down with a rebound. Carroll could well have got a piece of his wrist or the basketball. Bullet pass down low, but Jeffrey Taylor can't finish. He hops in anguish after seeing that one roll out. It's a beautiful find and a nice cut from Taylor. Guduric finds Wanamaker. Taylor guarding him now. Slukas back in Wanamaker's direction. Wanamaker working the dribble. Screen set by Vesely. Wanamaker went the other way but couldn't find the range. Strong on the rebound. Beneath the defensive basket was Jonas Maciulis. Maciulis with his second board of the game. All square in that respect on defensive boards. Nice cut and catch on the inside. Felipe Reyes with the finish. Nice assist from Luka Doncic, who has 3 helpers so far in this game, and it's a one-possession game. Real Madrid have trailed by as many as 9. Kostas Lukas with the assist. Jan Vesely with his first points of the game. And you see that significant landmark for Kostas Lukas. Second assist of the night, 500 assists for his EuroLeague career. Jeffrey Taylor from downtown. His first three-point attempt of the night takes him to 6 points in the game and brings Real Madrid back to within 2. So Jeffrey Taylor called for the foul, couldn't prevent Slukas from knifing his way to the hole. Guduric showed baseline by Vesely, jumps to pass, finds Vesely on the inside. Reyes with another rebound. 3 boards for the night now for Felipe Reyes. Doncic offloads to Taylor. Taylor drives, nowhere to go really. JC Carroll's going to have to scramble. He does so, but he's pinned in the corner Manages to find his way out to Doncic, who drives strong to the hole. What's the call here? Offensive foul is the call. Just await confirmation. Luka Doncic called for the charge. Saw a lane, took it right to Wanamaker, who positioned himself perfectly. Doncic not particularly enamored with the call. So Wanamaker working on Carroll, looking to back him down. Carroll making life difficult, poking that ball away from behind. Wanamaker lurking in the corner. Slukas driving, offloads to Vesely. Vesely moves to 4 points in the game. Costa Slukas with another assist. So it's a 4-point lead. Slukas guarding Reyes. Doncic fakes the three. And Vesely went flying at him. So Vesely called for his second to the free throw line. Will go Luka Doncic. His only points tonight have come from the free throw line. Remains perfect from the stripe. 3 points in the game now. And Real Madrid doing a terrific job from the free throw line. 5 of 6 so far tonight. And it's a one-possession game with 3 minutes and change to go in the second quarter. So all the fours for Luka Doncic as he takes a seat on the bench. I said he takes a seat on the bench, excuse me, still out there. Walter Tavares has checked back in. So J.C. Carroll called for the foul as he tried to prevent Bradley Wanamaker from posting up. Wanamaker continues to be unerringly accurate from the free throw line. 6 points in the game for him now, 4 for 4 so far tonight. So Wanamaker makes it a 4-point lead for Fenerbahce. And rocking the rim on the inside is Walter Tavares. Luka Doncic with his 5th assist of the game. Walter Tavares, 2 of 3 from 2-point territory for his 4 points. So Wanamaker working on Carroll, offloads to Vesely. Oh, that's through the legs of Kostas Lukas. That'll be a backcourt violation. So an opportunity here for Real Madrid to take the lead. In a game where they've trailed by as many as 11, the drive and offload, Walter Tavares with a catch and flush. So Doncic looking for a receiver. He puts it up high. And first, oh, it's another unsportsmanlike. Because Jan Vesely beat Walter Tavares to the ball, and then in trying to take away the fast break opportunity, Walter Tavares impeded Jan Vesely unfairly. He went ahead and raced down court for the throwdown. I don't think that's going to count. If it's called an unsportsmanlike, it will be 2 shots and possession. So we're going to have an official review here. So this is the quad split that the official will be looking at, or officials, excuse me, as they've approached the table in tandem. So that was the inbound pass that went away. Walter Tavares didn't outstretch those arms to receive it. Jan Vesely got there first. So we have to figure out which one is the foul here. I thought I heard a whistle at around this juncture. And the unsportsmanlike foul signal was made immediately. But then both players continue to play, and then there's another foul. Well, it's irrelevant now because the player's paused. And let's just see. Yes, it is an unsportsmanlike. And it's for that play right there, not this one here. So that dunk will not count. It will be 2 free throws and possession. Well, we're just trying to get a handle as to what's going on here. Because Walter Tavares is leaving, has been ejected. Called for the unsportsmanlike. No indication that he's been given a technical or another unsportsmanlike. That's his 3rd foul of the game. But he has been ejected. In the meantime, the game continues. Jan Vesely So Jan Vesely only going 1 of 4 from the free throw line on that trip. Walter Tavares has been ejected. And Walter Tavares was a real strong focus of attack. So it remains a 3-point Fenerbahce lead. Dramatic and possibly significant development here. Beautiful move on the inside. What a finish from Felipe Reyes. 4 points in the game. He brings his team back to within 1. Timeout on the floor. 1 minute 55 left in the first half. And Fenerbahce are leading Real Madrid 32-31. Well, J.C. Carroll continues his outstanding play, having an outstanding campaign so far. And he's bagged 7 points in this game coming off the bench. He's still the leading scorer for Real Madrid. A variety of 3-pointers and floating runners for J.C. Carroll, perfect from 2-point territory. Here we see his 2 scores on the inside, along with the long-range bomb he used to open his account. J.C. Carroll, 112 consecutive EuroLeague games, hasn't missed a EuroLeague game for Real Madrid since April 2014. Ever present, ever dependable. He's made 17 straight free throws this season. And in round 14, he had 8 points and 2 rebounds. He's already got 7 tonight. So this is the unsportsmanlike foul. There's one, and then the play continued, and there's the other. Now, if that's 2 unsportsmanlike fouls on Walter Tavares, that would be instant ejection and disqualification. So by not playing to the whistle, because remember the dunk didn't count, Walter Tavares has cost himself and his team his presence on court. So once the whistle has gone, why commit what is deemed to be a 2nd foul? Incredibly costly for him and indeed his team, because remember they've got an injury-plagued front court, Real Madrid. That was part of the reason for their horrible run in November. Anthony Randolph missing, Ognjen Kuzmic missing, Jeffrey. So all those injuries suffered by Real Madrid, along with Gustavo Ayón as well. And now, the replacement that they've brought in, he's made a terrific impact, tallest player in the league. He's now sitting on the bench. Felipe Reyes goes 1 of 2 from that trip to the free throw line. He moves to 5 points in the game, and it is tied at 32. So Slukas, all the way beneath the basket. Nunnally, back to Slukas. He's guarded by Reyes. Slukas could well look for an isolation here. Nunnally into the lane, goes to the one leg, doesn't get the shooter's roll. But Jeffrey Taylor couldn't position himself effectively enough. Well, have I spoken too soon? Because here's the drive. The shot is missed. But that is an offensive foul that has been called on James Nunnally. So we remain tied at 32 as J.C. Carroll launches in and out. Datomi with a big rebound. Wanamaker pushing hard. J.C. Carroll will be called for his second. So he's trying to fight through the screen that's being set by James Nunnally. Players are going to have to make adjustments here to how the game is being called. But we did say at the start, when two clubs of this caliber meet up, it's intense and often very physical. As Nunnally makes his first free throw of the night to move to 8 points in the game. He remains his team's leading scorer, edging ahead of Bradley Wanamaker. So Nunnally, perfect on that trip to the line. Moves to 9 points on the night, and he gives his team a 2-point advantage. Real Madrid still looking for their first lead since the first score of the game. They're currently trailing by 2. So Nunnally and J.C. Carroll closing in on their season averages. Luka Doncic, 4 points in the game, all of them from the free throw line. 0 of 2 from downtown so far tonight. So Fenerbahce employing a full court press. Luka Doncic looking for a teammate to inbound to. Bradley Wanamaker applying a one-man press now against Doncic. Sees a lane, drives, hangs in the air, goes to one leg, and Luka Doncic gets his first field goal of the night, going coast to coast to move to 6 points in the game, and he ties things up at 34 points apiece. So timeout on the floor. End-game situation will be drawn up by both coaches. And we are deadlocked at 34. Well, Jan Vesely, 5 points in the game tonight. Made 2 of his 3 two-point field goal attempts. Characteristically rolling to the bucket to great effect. Nice catch and finish there. Off the offload from Guduric. And the man who's the second leading rebounder for his team has hauled in 2 boards as well. So that's where Pablo Lasso called the timeout immediately after the miscommunication between Fenerbahce, Brad Wanamaker just letting that ball bounce out of bounds. Perhaps fearful of bowling over the referee. So Kozur gives it to Doncic. Wanamaker shadowing his man. Doncic holding. We've got a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Doncic working the dribble, gives it to Trey Tompkins, who fires from 3. A beautiful endgame situation drawn up by Pablo Lasso results in 3 points and Real Madrid taking the lead. Bradley Wanamaker beats the buzzer. And at the end of a really intense, incident-filled first half of play here in Istanbul, it is Real Madrid who lead Fenerbahce by 1. Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul 36, Real Madrid 37, although we are having a review. The Real Madrid players were immediately asking for a travel. Now, having reviewed it, that's what the official would have seen. 2 points counts, no traveling violation. And so, at the end of the first half, Real Madrid lead for just the second time in the game. They led courtesy of the opening score of the game at 2 points to nothing. And then, on the penultimate play of the half, they took the lead for just the second time in this half, in for Fenerbahce to come back and make it a 1-point deficit, but it's a deficit nonetheless, faced by the home team and reigning champions here at the Ulka Sports and Event Hall. Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul 36, Real Madrid 37.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Nisine.com, Denizbank, Siesta, Tadim, Lenovo, Burger King, and SEG, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
To Tavares, you see it says 3 fouls there, but make no mistake, he is gone, ejected, after being hit with back-to-back unsportsmanlike fouls. Jan Vesely couldn't really capitalize, as he was a player who was hit with, he was a player on whom the unsportsmanlike fouls were committed, but he only went 1 of 4 from the free throw line. It's going to be interesting now. Will Fenerbahce look to take advantage of the absence of Tavares? Shooting 70% from 2-point territory for number 3 in the league in that particular regard. Really efficient on the offensive end, and defensively, he's averaging 1 block per game, as well as just under 6 rebounds. All of that now missing because the tallest player in the EuroLeague, Walter Tavares, has been ejected. So Madrid effectively a man down. Another depletion of their already injury-hit front court. So the third quarter underway. Fenerbahce trailing by 1. Kostas Lukas finds Nunnally. Nunnally working against Taylor. Shot clock now in single digits. Wrap around to Thompson. Datomi picked up by Doncic. Plenty of patience, but poked away. Terrific defense. Because after it was poked away, Luigi Datomi kicked it out of bounds. Fantastic opening defensive stand by the visiting team. Machulis, guarded by Vesely. Doncic working on Datomi. Calls for the screen. Trey Tompkins sets it, now makes himself available. Luka Doncic fancies this one-on-one matchup and exploits it ruthlessly. Luka Doncic, with his second 2-point field goal of the game, he moves to 8 points. 4 of which have come from the free throw line. Perfect start to the second half from Real Madrid. Trying to answer immediately was Luigi Datomi, but he is wide of the mark. So Real Madrid with their largest lead of the game. It's currently 3. They're led by 2 on the opening score of the game as Doncic fires from downtown, but he's short on the shot. He's 0 for 3 from downtown tonight. Remember, he was 1 of 6 in round 14 as steadying nerves for the home team. He's is James Nunnally. Double digits in the game now. He moves to 11. He leads his team in scoring. 1 point game. With Doncic working on Datomi once again. Trey Tompkins rolls down the lane, gets himself in terrific position, and the finish is a good one. Trey Tompkins with his first 2-point field goal of the night. 5 points in the game for him. So on the drive to the basket, Kostas Lukas is fouled. Trey Tompkins was in the area to make sure there was no and one opportunity. Jeffrey Taylor, late on the rotation, whistled for the foul. It'll be thirsty work on the sidelines when you exhort as much as Željko Obradović does. No doubt similar sentiments will be felt amongst the Fenerbahce faithful, because they always try to raise their team's spirits. Lukas has been terrific from the free throw line this season. (23 of 26 coming into the game. He hits his first 2 free throws tonight to make it a 1-point game. 5 points along with a pair of assists for Kostas Lukas. Vesely giving up a foul there as he tried to help out on the screen. Vesely's called for his third. Not critical, but it is a little bit of a concern, because it's still early in the third period and he's taken a seat on the bench. Remember, Real Madrid missing their interior rim protector. Oh, what a way to slice the lane from Campasso down to the corner. Taylor sees a baseline, drives, kicks back to the top. Trey Tompkins fakes the 3, kicks it to Maciulis, who fires for 3 and drains it from downtown. Jonas Maciulis has been 0 of 6 from 3-point range over the last 5 games. He was 0 for 1 in round 14, but he's connected there and has just hit that significant EuroLeague milestone to give his team a 4-point lead, their largest of the game. Shot clock ticking down. Nunnally's going to have to fire, but instead he's turned the ball over. And the defensive intensity being demonstrated by Real Madrid is absolutely incredible here in Istanbul, and it's reaping dividends, because Fenerbahce are finding it frustratingly difficult to try and get themselves a good, clean look at the bucket. On the drive, Kostas Lukas, the putback on the follow-up from Jason Thompson. He makes it a 1-possession game once again. He moves to 4 points. So Doncic dancing his way around Nicolo Meli. So here's Lukas on the drive. Trey Tompkins made life difficult for him, but in doing so, nobody got a body on Jason Thompson, able to flush it home. Doncic will fancy this matchup on the perimeter. Drive the lane, kicks to the corner. From the corner, Trey Tompkins short on the shot. Back iron, Bradley Wanamaker with the board, threads the needle. Datomi puts it back to Lukas. Thompson sets the screen inside to Vesely. Surely, Meli going to work, and he can't believe that he's missed that jump hook. Posting up Luka Doncic. Doncic didn't back down. Taylor doesn't hesitate this time. Short on the shot. Big rebound, Luigi Datomi. His 4th board of the game. 4 minutes gone in the third quarter. Meli guarded by Maciulis. Thompson from his spot, top of the key, and the result is the same. Jason Thompson moves to 6 points in the game, and he ties things up at 44 points apiece. Jason Thompson with back-to-back buckets for Fenerbahce. Beautiful give and go, slicing his way to the bucket is Jeffrey Taylor. 8 points in the game now for Taylor. And it's Real Madrid who edge their way back in front. Approaching the midpoint of this period, Slukas down to the corner. Meili with all kinds of time, but he didn't take the shot. Instead, he backed down Campasso, who flops to the hardwood, but his presence was enough to make Meili miss. Nicolo Meili still scoreless. Maciulis bulldozing his way into the lane against Kostas Slukas. Whistle on the play. So Campasso. Tompkins for three once again. Wide of the mark, Maciulis with the board. He tosses it up high into the hands of Doncic, and Bradley Wanamaker takes it away and throws it down. Bradley Wanamaker with a bucket all of his own making. His third steal of the night. The man who is second in the league in steals moves to double digits of the game after picking the pocket of Luka Doncic and going down court for the jam. Unable to finish on the drive to the hole, it's Facundo Campasso. And this one as competitive as you would expect between two clubs of this caliber. A mighty push, sending Luigi Di Tome down to the floor. Timeout on the floor. And this game is deadlocked at 46 points apiece. Absolutely nothing in it between Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul and Real Madrid. Well, both coaches always instructing, encouraging, cajoling their respective teams. So we see the top three scorers in the game, Bradley Wanamaker and James Nunnally, both on 11 for Fenerbahce. Luka Doncic on 8 for Real Madrid, still 0 from downtown at 0 for 3. Well, this was a steal. Look at the eyes on Wanamaker. He had eyes on nothing but the ball and got a quick hand in there. Blazing down court to finish with the jam. Terrific play. Wanamaker now with 11 points in the game, 3 of 5 shooting from 2-point territory. Trey Tompkins and Luigi Di Tome coming together. Well, Luka Doncic is the league leader in performance index rating, and those numbers give you an idea as to why. Continuing to fill the box score in a whole range of categories. He's being picked up by Bradley Wanamaker now. Wanamaker drops back to try and double team. That's a tough finish on the inside. Trey Tompkins moving to 7 points in the game. He gives his team a 2-point lead once again. So Wanamaker called for the foul. That's his first. Slukas gives it to Di Tome, who fires for 3. Luigi Di Tome with his first points of the game. And he gives Fenerbahce a 1-point lead. Luigi Di Tome, 7th in the 3-point percentage ranking so far this season. And another steal from Wanamaker. Drive strong. Doncic tries to take it away, but he's called for the foul. Bradley Wanamaker with 4 steals in the game. So alert, takes that loose ball away. Doncic took away the uncontested fast break opportunity, but not without being called for his second foul. So Wanamaker perfect from the free throw line tonight. 5 for 5 in his 11-point haul. Fans in full voice once again here in Istanbul. Well, the first miss of the contest from the far line for Bradley Wanamaker. It remains just a 1-point lead. As the name suggests, those are free throws. Bradley Wanamaker, an 83% foul shooter for his career, goes 1 of 2 on that trip to the line. Moves to 12 points in the game to lead all scorers. So Kostas Lukas called for the foul. That's his third. So looking to inbound is Trey Tompkins. Campasso. Big screen set by Reyes, keeping Slukas out of the proceedings. He now rolls to the bucket, and he's so dependable down in the low post. Felipe Reyes moves to 7 points in the game on 3 of 4 shooting to tie this game at 50. The Tome, after draining that 3, hits a long-range 2 from the top of the key. Gives Fenerbahce a 2-point lead once again. 5 points in the game now, along with 4 rebounds and a block for Luigi De Tome. Doncic working on Slukas, goes to the crossover, then the step back, shakes off Slukas and drains it from the top of the key. One-on-one play from Luka Doncic to take him to 10 points in the game. Perfect from 2-point territory, perfect from the free throw line, and he ties things up at 52 points apiece. Trey Tompkins called for a foul away from the basketball there. Battling for position down in the low post. So Wanamaker inbounds to Slukas. Wanamaker makes himself available beyond the 3-point line. Sees a lane, drives it, reverse layup. Absolutely sensational from Bradley Wanamaker, who saw a gap and threaded the needle with his body, slicing to the bucket to give his team a 2-point lead. Campasso with the touch pass. Doncic. And he connects on his first 3-pointer of the game. He moves to 13 points in the game, 1 of 4 from downtown. But his performance index rating is at 25 for the league leader in that particular statistical category. Less than 2 minutes to go, and Real Madrid with a 1-point advantage. Hard-fought game, this one. Campasso called for his second foul of the night. Real Madrid now in the penalty. So to the free throw line is Kostas Lukas, who is perfect from the foul line tonight. 5 points in the game, along with 3 assists. Jan Vesely checking back in after picking up his 3rd foul early on in the 3rd quarter. Well, a welcome return to action for Ahmet Duverioglu. Last action was in round 11. Kostas Lukas continues to be rock solid from the free throw line so far this season. 4 of 4 tonight, 7 points in the game. His team are leading by 1. Kozer to Tompkins. Justa from the corner. Doncic, rim shot, big rebound. Trey Tompkins on the offensive boards. Poked away by Guduric, but only back into the hands of Doncic. A shot clock continues to tick Doncic will fancy this. He gets his man in the air. He offloads. Eusta for three. Backhand on the shot. Rebound loose and secured by Felipe Reyes. Terrific hustle from Felipe Reyes, EuroLeague's all-time top rebounder. And there he gives you an example as to why. Didn't get off the floor more than an inch, but he battled for that one. And he gives his team a new 14-second possession. And then positions himself fantastically well. 5th on the all-time scoring charts is Felipe Reyes, and he moves to 9 points tonight. His team lead by 1. Datome turns, fades, fires, and the lead is back in favor of the reigning champions. Back and forth here in Istanbul. Doncic aggressively pushes off Guduric. Down to the corner, Trey Tompkins working the jab step, fires for three, and nothing but net from the corner. Trey Tompkins with the sweet stroke to move to 10 points in the game on 2 of 4 shooting from downtown. His team lead by 2. We've got a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Wanamaker into the lane, taking it and gets the shooter's roll. Bradley Wanamaker moves to 16 on the night, 5 of 7 from 2-point territory, and he is looking for 3 the old-fashioned way. Twisting up Felipe Reyes, taking the contact, and still having the concentration to make the basket count. We'll now go to the foul line to try and add one more. So Bradley Wanamaker completes the 3-point play to move to 17 points in the game. Closing seconds, ball in the hands of Doncic. Fenerbahce commit the foul through Bradley Wanamaker. That's his second. Both teams now in the penalty. Luka Doncic will go to the free throw line. Doncic leading his team in scoring. 4 for 4 from the free throw line tonight, make it 5 of 5 as he moves to 14 points in the game and ties things up at 61. So Luka Doncic completes both free throws. 15 points in the game now for Doncic on a perfect 6 of 6 from the foul line. A performance index rating of 29 as things stand. And with just over 2 seconds left in the quarter, Slukas pushing hard, fires from the half court. Draws iron, but couldn't find the bottom of the net. So at the end of the third quarter, it is Real Madrid with a 1-point advantage over the reigning champions Fenerbahce Dogus Istanbul. Fenerbahce 61, Real Madrid 62. Well, what a third quarter we have had here. Absolutely fantastic basketball, terrific intensity. Highlight reel action as Jason Thompson followed the ball to the basket and finished with the authoritative throwdown on the putback. Beautiful finish on the inside, much to the dislike of Coach Obradovic. Nice catch, and look at how he kept the ball high, not bring it down, so pesky defenders can slap away at it. Kostas Slukas out to Datome, who connected on his first 3-point shot on that dribble move. And the third quarter was absolute deadlock. 25 points apiece, meaning that it remains a 1-point advantage for Real Madrid. Real Madrid riding a 3-game winning streak coming into this game. Luka Doncic leading his team once again in so many departments, but as a team, during those 3 consecutive wins, they have cranked up the intensity on the defensive end. Bradley Wanamaker with a terrific performance so far of 17 points to lead all scorers. But in those 3 victories, Real Madrid holding their opposition to 75, 72 and 66 points respectively in rounds 12, 13 and 14. And Fenerbahce, the second stingiest defense in the league, conceding just 73.7 points per game. Olympiacos, the #1 team in the EuroLeague in that regard. So the fourth quarter underway, Real Madrid leading by 1. Bradley Wanamaker guarding Campasso in a direct duel between the number 11s, picked off. Terrific anticipation by Marko Guduric. Ball down court in a hurry. Luigi Ditomi has a massive size advantage over JC Carroll. Wanamaker from downtown. Bradley Wanamaker moves to 20 points in the game, hitting on his first 3-point effort of the night. 1 of 2 from downtown. And it's a terrific start to the fourth period for the reigning champions. No foul on the play. Wanamaker wound up on his back. And there is absolute ecstasy up in the stands here in Istanbul. An unsportsmanlike foul is being called, and it's against Marko Guduric. Now this, a significant juncture in the game. So to the free throw line, Facundo Campasso. 90. So Campasso, 1 of 2 from the free throw line after that unsportsmanlike foul called against Marko Guduric. Now here comes the following possession. Campasso offloads to Reyes. Down into the low post. Reyes rumbles his way to the basket, tries to go baseline, but Bradley Wanamaker bags another steal. Ditomi running hard, offloads Guduric. Wanamaker fakes the 3 into the lane, down to Vesely. Power move. But Bradley Wanamaker with 5 steals tonight. Number 2 in the league at 1.6 takeaways per game. And tonight, he's got 5 of them, along with 20 points on terrific efficiency at the offensive end. His team are leading by 1. Now he's backing down his man. Deverioglu trying to work away, comes off a foot. Ditomi with a difficult J, but he makes it look easy. Luigi Ditomi, 9 points in the game on 3 of 4 shooting from 2-point territory. His team are leading by 3, and they'll look to crank up the defensive intensity now and make life very difficult for the visitors. Kozur hanging, but Reyes, the all-time leading offensive rebounder in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, comes up with the tip-in to bring his team back to within 1. Datome goes to the fadeaway, almost tipped home by Vesely. He can't find the range though. So Luigi Datome called for his 3rd foul. Well, that was the incident which resulted in the unsportsmanlike foul call against Marko Guduric. Campasso went 1 of 2 on that trip to the line. Now the game is tied up from the line by Felipe Reyes. Felipe Reyes with 12 points in the game tonight, along with 5 rebounds and an assist as well. Felipe Reyes, so dependable for Real Madrid. 2nd in career free throws made with 875 coming into the game tonight. And he's 3 of 4 from the line, as that graphic confirms. Guduric working the dribble, spins back out beyond the 3-point line. That's, well, can't really blame Facundo Campasso, because he does have quick hands, just behind Bradley Wanamaker in the steal stakes at 1.4 per game. Did get his hand on the rock, but also on the body of Wanamaker. So he and Wanamaker matching up once again. Wanamaker drives the lane, that's a creative shot attempt. And once again, Real Madrid failing to get a body on Jason Thompson, who gets the offensive rebound and follow up to 4. 1-point advantage for Fenerbahce. Jason Thompson moves to 8 points in the game. Creative jump hook is drained by J.C. Carroll. J.C. Carroll with 9 points in the game tonight. And he gives Madrid a 1-point advantage. Just over 7 minutes to go in this quarter, in this game, as Wanamaker looking for Vesely down low. Thompson in the vicinity setting a screen. Now he uses the dribble before offloading to Guduric. Guduric crossing up Carroll, taking it to the rack, slicing through with the left hand, back into the hands of Vesely, who was pumping and faking and has drawn the foul and will go to the free throw line. Well, Jan Vesely has been relatively quiet tonight, but this is a way for him to get crucial points for his team, as Reyes 1 foul away from disqualification. So Felipe Reyes takes a seat on the bench, having picked up his 4th foul. Remember, Walter Tavares has already been ejected in the 2nd quarter. Vesely. Vesely now with 6 points in the game. You see his numbers on the night. Perfect on that trip to the floor to give his team a 1-point advantage. Oh, this is where Pablo Lasso and Zelko Obradovic earned their corn, because the game is as tight as you would anticipate between these two teams, irrespective of stats coming in. Heavyweight showdown in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, and it is living up to expectation. Campasso for 3, that's way off the mark. Nunnally with the board. So now Nunnally will look to back down J.C. Carroll. Will he call for the isolation? No, he's giving it to Wanamaker, who's going to work, gets into the lane, but he's double-teamed immediately. Did well to offload and find Thompson. Big offensive board by Nicolo Meli. Nunnally for 3, in and out. And the defensive rebound secured by Luka Doncic, his 7th rebound of the night. So he gives it to Campasso to orchestrate the half-court set. Now he will fancy this one-on-one matchup against Detomi. Step back three is short. Detomi with the defensive rebound. Detomi now with 5 boards in the game. Just over 4 minutes gone in this final quarter. Who was that pass to? It's only into the hands of J.C. Carroll. Nunnally did terrifically well. Jason Thompson after it and secures possession for his team. So now Wanamaker, in this cacophony of noise here in Istanbul, drives the lane, but it's taken away. Last touch by Real Madrid. It will be Istanbul ball. Well, that was Nunnally making life difficult for Real Madrid, and ultimately Thompson secured possession. Nunnally fakes the three. Long range two is long. Melee fighting for the rebound. Doncic ultimately secures it. Luka Doncic, 8 rebounds on the night. He's got 10 assists and 15 points. There's confirmation. Closing in on the hallowed statistical turf of a triple-double. J.C. Carroll fakes the three, drives, floater. That is delightful from J.C. Carroll. 11 points in the game on perfect shooting from 2-point territory. He's 1 of 3 from downtown, and his team lead by 1. Nunnally inside. Surely Detomi will look to exploit the height advantage over Doncic, but over Kozur. But Kozur making life difficult. Big offensive board from Melee. He has to come back out. Worked around the perimeter. Wanamaker into the lane. Detomi from the corner. Long. Rebound. Nicolo Melee, but he is called for the push-off. So, timeout on the floor. Fenerbahce and Real Madrid in a hard-fought 1-point game. It's Madrid who have the upper hand. Well, look at quarters number 3 and 4. Absolutely nothing between the two teams. And that is why it's just a 1-point game deep into the 4th quarter. So Real Madrid leading by 1. Just under 4.5 minutes to play. It's Campasso bringing it up against Kostas Sloukas. Both teams with fouls to give. Sloukas working against Campasso, who sees a lane, who drives daringly, offloads to Tompkins. Tompkins contorts himself and gets the power move to go on the inside, and will now go to the free throw line looking to add another. Beautiful offload from Campasso, and then Tompkins arcing his back when he was drifting beneath the backboard and getting that power move to go. He is delighted, and he's given his team a 3-point advantage. Trey Tompkins completes the 3-point play, and Real Madrid lead by 4. So Sloukas working the dribble, offloads. Guduric, back to Slukas, who launches for three, flat as a pancake, off the front rim. Thompson gets the offensive board, but can't secure possession for his team. Campasso now calling to slow things down. In the context of this game, a 4-point lead is significant. It's still only a 2-possession game, but every basket has been hard fought in this second half. Now Real Madrid a man down because J.C. Carroll is slow to rise. Nunnally into Thompson, power move, goes up strong and gets the right-handed layup to fall. So 1-possession game once again. Jason Thompson with 10 points in the game to equal his career high. 3 minutes and change to go in the fourth and final quarter here at the Olka Sport and Event Hall. Campasso working the dribble against Thompson, gets into the lane, goes too high off the backboard this time after connecting on a shot of similar difficulty early in the game. So Fenerbahce looking to tie or go ahead on this possession. Size advantage for Nunnally over Carroll. It's back to Guduric, who drives, offloads. That's a difficult pass attempt on the wraparound to Thompson, and Doncic comes away with it. He then coughs it up. Body's hitting the hardwood. Thompson called for the foul. Well, there was the loose ball. Luka Doncic. On another sensational night here tonight. But still, he demonstrated his innate desire there. Never mind the accolades, never mind the plaudits that are coming his way. When that ball was loose, his instinct was to get down and dirty to try and secure possession. He's done so for his team by having that foul called. No, I thought it was Thompson. Let's see if we can get confirmation. Just awaiting confirmation as to who this foul is on. It looks as though it's on Kostas Lukas, which is his 4th foul. So to the free throw line, Luka Doncic, a perfect 6 for 6 from the line tonight. He rattles home the first to move to 16 points in the game. Performance index rating of 34. So Luka Doncic, 18 points in the game. Make that 17 in the game, I beg your pardon. But his team have a 4-point lead. Nunnally to De Tome, who fires for 3. Nothing but net from Luigi De Tome. Absolutely lethal from long range. And he brings his team back to within 1. Timeout on the floor. Fenerbahce 75, Real Madrid 76. We are deep in money time. So the 7 days magic moment came courtesy of a follow-up slam from Jason Thompson, who after setting the screen did what he's been doing since he started playing basketball, and that's follow the ball to the hoop. Nobody put a body on him, and he helped himself to a 2-handed putback throwdown, which is the 7 days magic moment. 2 of his equal career high 10 points here at the Olka Sport and Event Hall. Jason Thompson with the 7 days magic moment. How much difference will their presence make? Jason Thompson perhaps calling for some divine intervention in Fenerbahce's favor. Luigi De Tome, number 7 in the charts in terms of three-point accuracy, 47% from downtown this season. He's 2 of 4 from long range tonight, and that a crucial one. Not afraid to take the big shot, and he's brought his team back to within 1. Just over 2 minutes to go. Vesely makes life difficult for Doncic. Just eats up a precious couple of ticks on that shot clock. And now Madrid will have to reset. After Vesely with a daring poke away. Doncic trying to make himself open. He's calling for the ball upstairs instead. It finds its way into the hands of Carroll. Carroll gives it back to Campasso, who offloads to Doncic. Shot clock is already at 8. And Madrid only just getting into their half-court set. Doncic calling for a one-on-one, driving against Nunnally, and the foul is going to be called. Now we've got an unsportsmanlike. What is going on here? We heard Coach Obradovic say to his players before the game, no unsportsmanlike, no technicals, and with the game in the balance, Jan Vesely has committed what is a cardinal sin of giving away an unsportsmanlike foul when the whistle had already gone. Now, it's all well and good trying to send a message, but you have to keep your head. You have to keep your concentration. And given the way Doncic has been shooting from the free throw line tonight, well, this is practically a two-point uncontested layup. Vesely called for his 4th foul. To the free throw line will go Luka Doncic, who is 8 for 8 from the free throw line so far tonight. His first miss of the game. But remember, Real Madrid will have the following possession because of the unsportsmanlike foul called against Luka Doncic. So Luka Doncic punishing Fenerbahce heavily from the foul line, going 3 for 4 on that trip to the line. The unsportsmanlike foul called against Jan Vesely. And so they will have the following possession as well when we emerge from this timeout. Real Madrid lead by 4. Fenerbahce 75, Madrid 79. And Luka Doncic has been orchestrating things wonderfully once again. A performance index rating of 39, 20 points in the game, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals. The teenage sensation has done it all once again, continuing to add to his estimable reputation every time he steps onto court. And he's doing it when it counts, deep in money time, coming up big for Real Madrid, Los Blancos, with a 4-point advantage deep in the 4th quarter. Absolutely sensational numbers produced by Luka Doncic, but what those numbers do not show are the intangibles of his tenacity and his intensity and his desire. He doesn't shy away from the big moments. And now on this follow-up possession, Real Madrid could make this a 6-point trip down the floor after Luka Doncic went 3 of 4 from the free throw line on the unsportsmanlike foul called against Jan Vesely. The drive to the hoop, the nice catch rejected on the inside, and Fenerbahce take it away. Minute 40 to go in the game. Wanamaker working against Campasso. Vesely trying to set the screen. Wanamaker goes to the hole. The ball dancing around on the hoop, and it is knocked away. Such are the fine margins between success and failure. The ball was dancing tantalizingly on the hoop, but on this occasion, Wanamaker didn't get the shooter's roll. Madrid were quick to swoop it up. Ball in the hands of Doncic, who's been guarded by Vesely, who is on 4 fouls. He pulls up for 3, short on the shot. Nicolo Meili with the board. He brings the ball over half. picks up his dribble to find Wanamaker. He's guarded by Campasso. Wanamaker picks up his dribble, inside, power move, and finish from Nicolo Meli. Fenerbahce back to within 2. It's a one-possession game. Nicolo Meli with his first points of the night. Well, passions are running high, both on the court and up in the stands here at the Ulka Sports and Event Hall. Ball goes through the basket. And that show of emotion from Luka Doncic. Well, the Fenerbahce faithful trying to suggest that he should be penalized for that. The official's not interested. Timeout on the floor. Fenerbahce make this a one-possession game. Fenerbahce 77, Real Madrid 79. Again, that empirical evidence as to how tight this game has been. Absolutely nothing in it. Low-scoring first quarter for Real Madrid. They came back with a vengeance in the second, but since then, wow. All square in the third quarter at 25 points apiece. That is how we've arrived at this juncture. Nerve-wracking stuff for the Fenerbahce fans here in Istanbul tonight. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Real Madrid, in stark contrast, have come in on the back of a 3-game winning streak. Fenerbahce been holding their opponents to 73.7 points per game so far this season. Madrid have already surpassed that. Does that stat suggest that this isn't going to be their night? Campasso working against Nunnally. Taylor making himself available, but Campasso looks him off. Trey Tompkins comes to set the screen. Campasso keeping it himself. He's got himself into trouble. Bailed out by J.C. Carroll. The three-pointer fired, and he's short of the mark. Nicolo Meli has it. There is a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Wanamaker has the ball. He's going for the win. He's short on the shot, but it's almost tipped home into the hands of Wanamaker once again. Do they go for the tie or go for the win? They're trailing by 2. Mele drives, fouled by Luka Doncic. So with 6.8 seconds remaining on the clock, Nicolo Meli will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Excuse me, it's Fenerbahce who are at the penalty. Real Madrid still with fouls to give. So a timeout has been called. Coach Obradovic will draw up an end-game situation. His team are trailing by 2. Fenerbahce 77, Real Madrid 79, with 6.8 seconds remaining in the game. Fenerbahce doing a good job of shooting from downtown. And they've got the edge in rebounds as well. Real Madrid just a couple more assists. But in the most important stat of all, that of points, they have the edge in that particular category. It's a 2-point edge, and that is why the fans here are on the edge of their seats. Their team have possession. They have got 6.8 seconds in which to fashion a shot, in which to fashion a score. Hands clasped, perhaps in prayer, by some of the fans in the stands here. What will the team try to do? They've got the league's leading 3-point marksman at their disposal in the form of James Nunnally. Second timeout has been taken. They've got another top 10 3-point marksman. As we see the numbers from the game's leaders, Luka Doncic and Bradley Wanamaker leading all scorers with 20 points apiece. Luka Doncic 2 assists shy of a triple-double. Only one player has completed a triple-double in EuroLeague history. Nikola Vucic did it twice with Maccabi Fox Tel Aviv. But that all perhaps for later, because right now the game is on the line, making himself available. Oh, that's just taken 0.4 of a second off the clock because they couldn't find an inbounder, a receiver, and more importantly, Madrid have had a look at what Fenerbahce want to achieve. They find Wanamaker. Wanamaker aggressively to the hole, rejected on the inside. Trey Tompkins getting a hand on that ball to knock it out of bounds, extending, timing, and getting the swat. Terrific defense, 2.5 seconds to go. Fenerbahce looking for an inbound. They find Wanamaker, fakes the three, goes inside for two. Rim shot is missed. And Real Madrid come away with a hard-fought 2-point victory over the reigning champions. And the Fenerbahce faithful have been stunned into silence. Coach Obradovic sportingly shaking the hands of his opposite number and the officials. The man who is the reigning EuroLeague Coach of the Year, pitting his wits against a man he used to coach in the form of Pablo Lasso, and it's Los Blancos who have come out on top in this terrific tussle at the Ulca Sporting Event Hall. Final score after 4 dramatic quarters of basketball: Fenerbahce 77, Real Madrid 79.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Nisine.com, Denizbank, Siesta, Tadim, Lenovo, Burger King, and SEG, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.